kind of introduction.
I was going to say, do you want to talk about yourself briefly?
So S2Y2K is basically my second release of merch. The first season that was really just season 1 was just kind of like, I had the time at uni, I had the money, and it was just like, let's just release some merch with some designs on it. I was heavily inspired by like Fresher and Vans and such, so that's why like that pink logo was like all jaggedy and shit. This time I've been a lot more like cyber and Y2K, hence the S2Y2K, both the name and the style was just all in that single name, so it just made sense to call it that. But yeah, that's what it is. This is the second release of merch, and a magazine is coming alongside everything, as well as a documentary that everything's just going to be kind of put together as one like project. So there's going to be the merch, there's going to be the magazine, as well as the video. So hopefully it comes together and everything just works out well.
It will. I think it will. Alright, so you mentioned it briefly, but reflecting on your first season of merch, how would you describe the evolution or progression of like your design style and concepts with this new season?
I feel like since the first season, I've been a lot more kind of refined in everything I do, because that was really when I started university, and that was about 4 years ago now. And since then, I kind of had my toe in everything. So if I wanted to do a specific type of design, it works a lot more better now that I have a better understanding of how design works. Especially with like creating logos and such. Like I didn't really change the logo, so like this new logo isn't really a new logo, it's just a logo designed for this. But I really had a hard time designing logos even for myself. So let alone for other clients. So it's just been a thing of kind of better refining my skills so I can do stuff for myself better, and then better do the work for people.
So to, I guess, elaborate on that, what lessons would you say you learned from the first season that you've now actively applied to make the second season more compelling for your audience?
I feel like having a kind of theme and an understanding of how you want people to relate with your work and such, because the first season was just kind of a drop. Like it was like, oh, finally Ras got clothes, and that was literally the highlight. It was like, finally Ras got clothes. Like that, no one can say nothing. I've got the clothes. Be happy about it. But this time it's more like I've actually kind of put a lot more thought into it. Like I haven't released a single piece of merch or a single photo, really or truly, of anyone wearing the merch. But if you used to ask anyone that follows me or is into my work, they're gonna say.
Let me go to RAPH's page and look at his 2T art with all those women around him. Oh yes, I love that.
Rollout for it, because last time there wasn't really no rollout. It was like I was kind of dropping the merch while taking photos for it, and I just really had no plan. So this time it's been a lot more calculated in how everything's been. So all of the illustrations leading up to it has all been created for the merch release. So then when I can actually ready to drop everything, like the magazine and such, then you'll see all of these photos of like, I think 22 models so far. That's so 22 models, so there's going to be a whole bunch of pictures that seemingly come out of nowhere for some people, but if you see the rollout,
S2Y2K and there's 22. Okay, so to, I guess, even more elaborate on what you're talking about, could you tell us a bit more about, or how much can you tell us about the overarching theme and concept behind this merch, and how did you weave in the influences for the Y2K collection?
So, as in, kind of like with all my art in general, there's a whole bunch of Japanese culture influence, video game influence, and like hip hop rap culture influence. And that's throughout my artwork in general. And I felt like with this season, it was just a way to kind of incorporate them all into like both the magazine and the aesthetic for the clothing. So everything just kind of made sense. So yeah, just kind of using the things that I kind of want to show as an artist in a more condensed form.
I love that. That's amazing. Would you like to walk us through your creative process in developing the designs, like how you balance maintaining the consistency that you established in the first season whilst introducing new elements?
So with the first season, one of my favourite pieces, and a lot of other people's favourite pieces, is the main hoodie, the pink Pantone one with the anime, manga, hentai illustration on the back. And with that piece, I feel like that was kind of what I wanted to do. I love the big manga panels on the back. So especially with the rollout of S2Y2K, that's why there was such an anime / nostalgic 90s influence behind the rollout, to kind of emulate the film. So like, it's not just having it on one piece, it's like, this whole rollout has been that aesthetic, and even with each post there's been a story, whether it's been about how the magazine itself is going, or what's being included. Like there's always been a little tease of what's actually been going on. So there's
you jump into that world.
Yeah, there's a lot of Easter eggs. Like once everything's out and you look back at the art, you can be like, oh yeah, like that's been there. Like kind of
I love that. I love that. That's a satisfaction that you don't get often anymore. I really appreciate that consideration. Alright, so in terms of, this has been amazing hearing about you and the process, but in terms of collaborations and creative partnerships, have you collaborated with any artists, musicians or other creators for this new season of merch? And if so, how do these collaborations enhance the overall storytelling and aesthetic of your designs?
So with a lot of the models, not even a lot of the models, I say a few of the models, a lot of them are creatives themselves. So one of the actual models, Nalia, she obviously modeled for the merch, but she does art and illustration, and we collab together on a page / a piece of art, a bunch of artworks for the magazine. Some of those illustrations were featured in the iPhone lock screen.
ゲームボーイね。ゲームコレクションをゲームボーイ、任天堂のねゲームボーイでした。やっぱりそこから私のゲーム人生というのは始まってるわけです。
My friend Furhad, like she does, she helped me out with voicing some of the animations as well.
Rafi. What about the merch? I don't even want it anymore. It's just girls, anime, and what is S2Y2K anyway? What is
Or model merch. I'm not looking for a Warner Bros. Seasoned voice actor to go and do me voice lines. It's like, it's just really people that I fuck with, that I like, fuck with my art, and that are aiming to bring something and want to bring something to this kind of whole thing.
Real.
Yeah, so.
Are there any new artistic territories or unexplored combinations of influences that you're eager to delve into in the future?
I'd say a lot more 3D work for sure, and not just in the fact that I'm designing 3D stuff, but being able to make that 3D stuff physical and tangible and have it as some kind of product. So 3D, definitely AR / VR technology. Because once you kind of do 3D, it just comes as a staple, so it just makes sense. But definitely a lot more digital in the actual sense of being digital and not just kind of everything around it, which S2Y2K is. So maybe the next one, S3Y2K. S3Y2K. It might be in the metaverse. So like just kind of always following the technology and trying to do your own thing.
I like that. Because I feel like a lot of people act like the two can't coexist and they're mutually exclusive. But the times are in kind of dictate that you've got to find a way to coexist with the shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so more on impact and reflection. Looking back on your journey, which project or design stands out as a personal favourite that perfectly for you encapsulates your signature blend of influences?
I think it's Pierre. My For You cover. And it'd be the first one I did, like the purple one. Because I don't know, it was just kind of like, it was the perfect song. I had the perfect idea, and initially, the reason why I even started working on the design is because the one I initially made before that, I lost the file and the file deleted. So there's another lost Pierre For You cover that I gave up on, and literally it took months for me to be like, can I make one better than that? And then I made that one, and the use of the PS4 and then him laying down in purple was just perfect. So like from there, just like doing that kind of thing, it both gave me an idea of this kind of style that I wanted to work with and what this kind of stuff I wanted to do. And being able to blend video games and such with artwork and music and stuff just makes sense. So the fact that the song was PlayStation based was just kind of like, yeah, here's a whole bracket. So I feel like that was one of my fun works, one of my favorite pieces to do, and it was I don't know, just a cool cover.
It is. It's fine and normal. How would you say you approach translating the essence and aesthetics of the video game into like your merch designs?
So I feel like kind of just you don't have to kind of directly take a picture or something for people to understand where that picture's from. You can take maybe a sound or something that kind of emulates that. So kind of like in my first London recap, there was a section in Metal Gear Solid where my friend sent me a voicemail and I put it at the end of the
Yeah, no, that was definitely me trying to phone you, because I was like, let me see if I can get a hold of him just in case. At least then I can kind of like say, you know, I did try and ring you.
And it was just a standard voicemail on the phone, but I edited it in style of the video game. So it was a reference to both the video game as well as putting my spin on it and making it kind of nostalgic for me. So yeah, there's just like certain things that if it meant something to you, you know how to flip it and then you make it kind of even more heartwarming in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, you've kind of said a bit already, but what role does storytelling play in your merchandise collections? Are there any narratives or themes that connect the pieces in the season?
Yeah, so with the rollout of this merch, there's kind of been not necessarily a direct link or theme, because both the illustrations range from Golden Boy.
What's the matter?
Hurry up!
Are you just going to sit there?
What? Just watch this. What is this? Excuse me, isn't this basic?
Oh, you're joking, right? We develop software. Why would professional program designers work in a beginner's language like BASIC?
The aesthetics of each character is different, and it's just kind of like me portraying myself in different styles. But there's always like a little subtext of what process I was at during the time of making that image of the merch. So maybe in the first one, the first pre-girls were RAPH illustration. There's a whole bunch of things of the girls saying that the merch is going to drop this day and such. So that's me saying, yeah, I plan to drop it this day. So there's a lot of inferences that I've weaved into the visual. So it looks like it's just, it's a story and these are the captions and that's what's being said. But it's actually kind of directing and telling the viewer like, this is what's happening, here's an update. So yeah, it's just been fun kind of making these stories while making these animations. So they're all like kind of little teaser animes. So, but it's just been cool.
I love it. Like my friend who came to the shoot was asking about like, what's going on with my graphic comment and literally dropped the illustration. I was like, did you I was like a mirror.
Yeah.
I'm almost okay with waiting.
Yeah.
Alright. Final question, I could cry. How do you envision the evolution of your work as a graphic designer within the realm of video games by now?
So definitely taking it more literal and making video games or even like a demo or something, just something that's playable. Because there's no way I've been playing games for all these years. Making all these 3D characters and I can't use a controller to make it move. That's all it is. As long as I'm able to make a controller and make even a hero peak move or something, like, I'd be happy.
Let me run.
Yeah, just let me run.
Let me run.
Just move the arms, like, like that's it. So, definitely making video game, like making a game, making something that's playable. That's it. Like from there, I feel like I'll have the skills to basically do everything. That's just kind of excelling from that, because once I make a video game, you're like, if you're able to make a video game, you're most probably able to do everything. You're able to design a menu, so you're a designer. You're able to make a character, so you're a 3D sculptor. You're able to make music for it, or so you're a music producer. So there's a whole bunch of skills when tackling a project like that actually kind of showcases what you really can do to the best effect. So yeah, when I get a demo out, that's it.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you.
It's
been a pleasure.
It's really been a pleasure.
No, it's been so cool. Thank you so much.
My baby's chatting. Alright. Let's make sure we have audio. We do.
Alright.
This is 40 minutes. I'm going off and not going back.